let's cut to the chase. This video has two parts. Part 1 is an explanation how to add Bluetooth to your Chord Mojo without buying the Chord Poly, a device that costs twice as much as the Mojo itself. Part 2 is an explanation why the Poly is a ripoff that you should buy only if you are convinced it is your all-in-one solution. Since the Mojo was released, audiophiles have asked how to add Bluetooth functionality. Chord did not include Bluetooth in the Mojo, probably because they wanted to force you to buy their overpriced Poly. There is a simple solution, and it's been around for years, but buried deep in forum pages. You need a Bluetooth receiver with an optical output. That's it. You could use any Bluetooth receiver that has an optical output, but since we live in the year 2020, I figured we should get the best one around, and it turns out the best one I could find is approximately $40. I purchased the high-going Bluetooth 5.0 transmitter receiver. Obviously, it's a cheap Chinese device, like every other Bluetooth adapter on Amazon. This device is indeed Bluetooth 5.0. It has an optical output and an optical input. It can transmit Bluetooth or receive Bluetooth. It has an internal rechargeable battery. It has play, pause, skip forward, and skip backward buttons that work over Bluetooth. And it has a 3.5mm input and output. It has several Bluetooth codecs. It supports SBC, the lowest quality that every Bluetooth device provides, AAC for Apple devices, aptX, aptX HD, and aptX low latency. This Bluetooth device does not have LDAC, but don't be too put off by that. Neither does the $650 Chord Poly. The pairing process is dead simple. Turn on the high-going, switch to receiver mode, go to your source, and in the Bluetooth menu you will see a new Bluetooth device to pair. Plug the optical cable provided in the box into the optical output and the other end into the Mojo. Once you start playing music, the Mojo will recognize the digital signal. You'll be able to adjust volume through both the source and analog. This means you can set your source volume and Mojo's volume independently. While streaming music, you can also use the play buttons on the high-going. The buttons work perfectly and do not show any delay. Skipping, pausing, and playing audio has no latency whatsoever. Tested with the Audeze LCD1, there is no audible hiss, noise, or distortion. The device has a stated 24-hour battery life. I'm getting close to 15 hours over AAC and aptX. As for sound, well, it's Bluetooth. If you desperately need Bluetooth for your Mojo, this little device will do it for 6% of the price of the Poly. Chord fans will argue that the Poly does a lot more and I'm being unfair, blah blah blah. Yes, the Poly does more, and in the year 2020, its so-called features are insulting in light of the Poly's idiotic price. The Poly costs $650, and it is currently on sale. Chord is looking out for the small guy, clearly. The Poly has Bluetooth, and for $650 you get SBC. Chord did not include aptX, aptX HD, aptX low latency, LDAC, or AAC. Just SBC, the lowest quality codec that every single Bluetooth adapter has, and it is only Bluetooth 4.1. The Poly supports AirPlay over Wi-Fi. It has its own Wi-Fi transmitter in the 2.4 GHz bandwidth. It supports high-resolution audio over Wi-Fi. It is Roon ready. It has an SD card slot for playing music directly from the Mojo Poly combo. And again, this costs $650. Those who need a Roon device really don't have a lot of options. Roon-compatible devices tend to be exceedingly expensive, and the Poly is on the lower-end spectrum of Roon products. The Poly's ability to transmit its own Wi-Fi signal for streaming music is, I guess, unique, and it may be useful for some. But those who are not married to the Roon ecosystem and do not like paying a yearly subscription fee, or those who are budget conscious, might want to disregard the Poly altogether. The Poly is further hampered by its user interface, or really, the lack thereof. Chord does not have a companion application for Android or iOS. Consequently, you must download third-party applications that would allow control of the Poly's music playback. If you are truly interested in the Poly, I suggest you go to moonaudio.com. Their Poly sales page has a tremendous amount of useful information, including how to use the device. Moon Audio provides the helpful information that Chord did not and will not. And once you review all the workarounds for getting the Poly to function, maybe you'll reconsider spending $650. Moreover, this price is obnoxious. For this price, you can easily purchase flagship DAPs that include features that Chord would never dream of providing. Here's the bottom line. If you want a Bluetooth option for the Mojo, a cheap Chinese adapter will do the trick and do it vastly better than the Poly. If you need all the other features of the Poly, then you should be ready to pay $650.